My mic thing is squished, which is kind of sad. Cool. Anyway, hi. I'm here to show you how to make one of these guys, because I'm not about gatekeeping, and I'm bored. So, yeah. The first thing you're gonna need is some model magic. You can use any air dry clay or any clay in general. I just use this for the texture. I think it's the best. If you're like me and live in New Zealand, somehow stores can't comprehend the idea of having this kind of air dry clay, then you'll have to go to a Spotlight, which is like an hour's walk away right now, but it's fine. If you live in any other country, you can probably get this easily. Next thing you're gonna need, measuring spoons. It's not necessary by any means, but for the sizes I do, I use 1 teaspoon for the little guys and 2 teaspoons for the big ones. I just find that's a good way of keeping things regulated, whatever. Other stuff that's kind of optional, paint and eyes. I have these for like crocheting, I think. I got them on Temu, but I'm sure you can get them at like some sort of craft store or a knit store, or just use like marbles or buttons, or there are a lot of different things that you can use for eyes. If you really wanted to make something special, you could get mold and put resin in it. Okay, hi, don't judge me for this angle. I'm a fucking college student. I don't have a tripod on me. We're just gonna make like a basic guy. This, you don't need anything fancy. This is fancy, and I got it like 3 years ago, and I still haven't gone through it. So you can get just like this, which is still pretty expensive. I think it's like $8. Anyway, we get our clay. Oh, this is nice and soft. We'll make a big one because I don't have enough of the little eyes. So pretty much, I just like to squish it. Look, that's 1 tablespoon. Crazy. I said tablespoon, I meant teaspoon. This is a teaspoon worth. Anyway, okay. Now we got our clay. If you don't want any, it's really... Hi. I'm gonna be real with you right now. This is not... You don't need a tutorial for this. You roll it into a ball or like a oblong shape. Mix paint into it. If you want to get the marble effect, you don't mix it in enough. And make sure there's a little, your hands will get paint on them. I suggest you wear gloves for that effect, and kind of anything you want. Although, the more paint you add, the tackier this becomes. So don't add too much, because then it's gonna stick to everything, and it's gonna dry and leave spaces. I think the only really thing that you need to know from me is like how to dry them properly, and it's not even that hard. Just enjoy me making this. Yes, that's what you're here for, right? Great, buddy. With some sparkles, a bit of color. That's kind of a lot. So the shade for the prototype. This is the prototype, by the way. You can tell because he's dried improperly. So when you kind of just leave it sitting there and then you try to take it off from a surface, it's gonna leave a crevice. I have a couple more examples. I think, yeah, this guy's pretty bad. I'd suggest don't leave it in the sun to dry, and sort of rotate it every now and then so that it dries kind of evenly, because otherwise you'll get this. What I was going to say about the prototype is I got the shade of the prototype purely because I was painting cards, the backs of cards, and I just put what was left of the black paint into that guy. As you can tell, not very mixed in. It actually takes a pretty long time to mix in colors, easier to get a marble than a solid color. Maybe not a good one, but one nonetheless. Use a bit more to your heart's desire. That's definitely more. Fold it like you would slime. If you do fold it, the color won't show up as much unless you like strategically fold it. Actually, a little goes a long way with black, but not in this case, apparently. I used to think that putting enough water in Model Magic made slime. I mean, it kind of does, but it's really just soft air dry clay that you can mess around with. All right, there we go. We have a ball of clay. So now I kind of just shape it into the ground like Marcel the Shell. I have no idea if that's a deep take or not, because you got nominated for an Emmy, an Oscar, Golden Globe. I don't know. Eyes. We're gonna use the big eyes because not enough of these guys have big eyes. Ooh, should we use the biggest and see what happens? Now, if you're using these guys, then good luck. Because I don't even know how to use them properly half the time. Like, screw it in. It's very hard to put something in like this in wet clay without messing up the form. So just, I don't know, keep that in mind. These are never even. I think I've only gotten them even once. And now we got a little guy. Crazy. So what I usually do for drying is I leave them like this for, I don't know, as long as I can run my finger on it and not be worried about it bringing the clay with me. And then I'll actually just take this and I'll flip it over, but this does indent pretty easily, so try your best to just monitor them. Just keep an eye on them. Yeah. We have a little friend. I'm going to mention as well, Model Magic is really prone to getting bits of dust in it. So if you have like pets that shed, you're probably going to find stuff in it. I tried drying one on this windowsill, which is really dirty. You can see all the rest of the pebbles here. Got my whole army. They're for sale on Ko-Fi, by the way, for like $2 to $5. And yeah, it's dusty on the bottom. So be cognizant of that. If you're really like super crazy about it, I don't know, wear gloves and put them in a storage container to dry or something. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. You can care if you want to. I don't. So this is very new development. Maybe don't leave these out in the sun at all, because these are like my oldest ones and they're cracked at the bottom. They weren't like that before. So keep them out of the heat for a while, because because they've just been on this shelf for the whole time, and I would assume it's just hot because the sunlight's coming in. Yeah,